this is Firecrackers. So now I have with me here in the studio Dr. Yemi Omodele, a legal practitioner. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us today on the program.
Good evening, presenter and the viewers at home. I say happy Sunday and hope you are enjoying the season. I think the weather is a bit cool than compared to 2-3 weeks ago.
All right, definitely. So now with the topic we have at hand, which is the plight of gambling in Nigeria. We all have to agree that gambling is something that is pretty common in Nigeria, and well, the House of Representatives feel it is something that should be looked into so that it does not destroy the life of our youth. Because we have people who are addicted to gambling and they've spent their life savings, even stolen, to be able to continue to gamble, all in the hopes of winning something, which sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So now, let us look at the plight of gambling in Nigeria. Do you think it is something that we need to worry about, or do you think perhaps we need stiffer laws to guide gambling so that people would not ruin their lives on the subject?
You see, there's a slogan we say, everybody goes to heaven the way he likes. You can pass through any channel you like to go to heaven. Now, the ideal of gambling is an issue of personal affair of the citizens. However, one way or the other, it has positive and negative effects on the economy. Now, the people I call the gamblers, they are trying to get more than what they have. That is why they involve in what I call gambling. When somebody says bring 2 naira and you get 20 naira, that means you want to get more than what you have. That is exactly what is happening. And you see, all these things that is happening when it comes to gambling, it's not a thing of today. It has been in existence for quite long. Colonial masters also contributed to it by bringing it to our region, which we inherited one way or the other. And then we even claim to know it more than them as it is now. Because when you see a primary school student, a secondary school student these days, will tell you that he wants to go and play what they call, we mention a particular gambling agency.
For picking numbers.
Yes, that 34, 36, 37 is the game of the week. And they will play with 50 naira and get maybe 50,000 naira. When they play it at the end, they get zero, then they get nothing, then that is a finance. However, you see, in Nigeria, it may, when you look at what is called fundamental rights of the citizens, which allows a citizen to live his life the way he wants, though may be checkmated by the law. When you go to the area of fundamental rights of the citizens, you discover that the citizens, they have the right to involve in what is called the gambling. But when you look at it from the other way around, it may ruin the future expectation of all this young generation, particularly citizens between the ages of, let's say, a day old to less than 18 years. It is rather unfortunate to involve in such a thing. So, and I am aware that there are laws at the federal and at the state checkmating all those activities. But you see, the implementation of that law is the problem. Then the power that be in this country, they also contributed to it. Let's be sincere with ourselves. The power that be, they are the owners of those gambling agents or companies running them. They are the one. So if they are the one, do you think those people will allow the business to just be wiped away? The answer is no. They know how to find their ways through. So if the government is going to be serious about it, number one, they should be ready to deal with whoever is involved in order to reduce or to curb the menace. Because if it is not properly addressed, maybe in the next few years, we may experience what is not expected of this country. Now, situation whereby a set of students, young blood, that are supposed to be contributing toward the economic development of this country, even in education, in agriculture, in all sectors, will just stay in a room with a computer, with a television, and be playing all these things, putting money there, expecting higher sum. Some of them are fortunate that they will win, and when they win, the whole street is thrown into pandemonium. Hey, Ojo has won, Dana Sugo has gotten this one. He just won from so bet, from so bet, from that one bet. He has just won 2 million naira. This will be encouraging other ones to involve in it. Therefore, the government needs to swing into action to ensure that such is corrected. Then, mind you, I always say it, that I always take time to observe and to study what is happening in the society before I can say anything. Some years ago, I was in a particular bus stop in Lagos State. I was just there, just observing what was happening. And I saw a police officer on uniform went to a particular spot, a stand, to be playing part of this game. I saw the policeman there, and he was telling him, I said, hey, take this 200 naira.
And we were talking about the plight of gambling, and Dr. Mondele here was telling us of an experience he had
some years ago, I was in a particular bus stop in Lagos State, and I was just observing certain things, and I saw a policeman in uniform went to a particular stand to be playing part of all these gambling or games we are talking about. He was telling the man 42, 43, 41, 42, 43 for the week. The man did this for him, and he printed the paper, gave to the officer. The officer left. So after a few minutes he left there. I went, I said, sorry, what is happening with that? He said the man came to play the game of the week. It was a Friday, around 10 a.m. on Friday that day. And now, you see, from that scenario, if you are saying to enforce law in this country, I think police will be involved. Do you think such a policeman can lead a team to go and arrest persons who involved in such a thing? The answer is no. So before you can talk of, say, we want to correct all these impressions and make the country to be clean of all these unnecessary or necessary games, we need to clean the people at the top. The law enforcement agents must be properly guided. And as I'm speaking, some of the officers, be it law enforcement agents or the elderly ones that are watching this program at all, their conscience will be judging them that they are fully involved and they have benefited or lost from such games. So if the country is serious about checkmating all these atrocities, the law must be clearly or completely looked into with a view to make some amendments where necessary. Then the regulatory body, that is the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, yes, should also swing into action. You see, the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, with due respect, the work of that body is much. They have a lot to do when it comes to this area. They are the ones that always give the license to them. They are the ones that are already checkmating them. They make the rules and regulation guiding agents. So they have a lot to do there. So in that wise, the work is not a one-man job. It involves all. The traditional rulers, they have a role to play there. The senators, they have a role to play. The councillors, the chairman of local government, they have a role to play. The principals of secondary school, the headmaster and headmistress of primary school and secondary school, they have roles to play. So that there will be awareness to discourage people from involving in such things. So then even the media houses, they also have roles to play by having jingles that will discourage all these young blood so that they will not be involved in such act. But mind you, the power that be the big men of the house, the big men of the society that have those companies that are making millions of naira every two minutes, we need to address that area too. So that when we are fighting, you see in this country, I could recollect some time ago, somebody said, if you don't fight corruption, corruption will fight us. I'm saying with all this to say that the ideal of gambling is still part of corruption. No? With all due respect, it's still part of it too. Because how will somebody say, having labor for my money, that I should bring 1 naira and get 1 million naira? What kind of life is that one? And at the end I play the thing, the money goes, it doesn't come back again. What do you call that one?
But would you not say it is different from corruption in the sense that this person willingly was enticed by these promises,
Yes.
put down his money for prospects, for hope of winning that 1 million naira. So would we really blame anyone for it rather than the individual who partook in it?
If you analyze it critically, if you look at it in-depthly, you discover there is corruption there. Now, if somebody, let's say 1,000 naira times 1,000, multiply it together, you know how much it is? Now, they now play. Out of the 1,000 persons that played it, only one person is able to get maybe 10,000 naira. What do you call that one? What do you call it? So, why somebody who play with 1,000 naira benefited 10,000 naira? The other 999, what are they doing? They will be in their bedroom, either sleeping or crying or weeping. So, then looking at that, now you put the resources of 999 together, then you release only 10,000 naira, then you have millions in your pocket. What do we call that one? So what I'm saying is that our lawmakers should swing into action with a view to review and view that law and make some amendment. Probably, if it's allowed, suggestion could be made. There should be age limit, or which should be involved. Yes. If
Do
at
you
all.
mean like the one we have for alcohol and smoking?
Oh, yes, like alcohol and smoking, fine. But you see, alcohol and smoking, let's leave that area. That was his own story on its own. All these big people, they are involved in that thing. You may not see them. They have the way of doing it. So let us face this gambling issue. So if they can amend the law, view it and review it, and see their way that there can be age limit, then the companies involved in it are properly guided and checked properly, fine. Then if at all they are going to play, when you are playing, there should be a column there that will contain age or date of birth, so that if such a person wants to play it, the thing will not go. I think that will checkmate it.
Okay.
So if they say the age limit is maybe they make it 20, and somebody wants to play it and he says his age is 18, automatically his money will not go. That may discourage them. Then in doing that, maybe something like NIN.
Okay, but let us look at it this way. There are philosophical and psychology theories that would explain to us why people love free things.
Yes.
So could we probably say that it might also be a result of these economic problems we are currently facing in Nigeria? That is what might be prompting a lot more people to go into gambling, because they might think that, well, it is a game of chance. Let me just use the 100 naira I have with me, and then perhaps I could get a whole lot of money that I didn't dream of. So could we also blame this current economic hardship on the rise of gambling in Nigeria?
You see, well, considering what is happening globally, the economic is not favorable. It's not too interesting now. But the issue of gambling, it has started years ago, not now. I could remember in those days they were using paper. They would take it and send it to Ibadan. They call the place, there's a particular place in Okeado, Ibadan. They send it to, on Saturday, Sunday, they bring the result and get. So it's not the thing that started today. My bet, you see, if somebody says the economic is not favorable, because of that I have 15 naira, I want to use it to do a game of chance, then maybe I'll get something. And my 15 naira goes, it doesn't come back. That doesn't become a game of chance again. That becomes a game of loss. Yes, that is a game of loss. Now, so why would I involve myself in a game of loss? I would never participate in such a thing in my life. Now, let us be sincere with ourselves. Africans, they love free things. And that was one of the reasons why the white men were able to penetrate us during colonial era. Because we love free things. The white men will bring their brandy. They were taking away our artifacts. No, that is not fair. Now, looking at it, that's okay, bring 15 naira, you get 200 naira. Somebody say, I will get it, I will play it, I get it. Have you got another person? Mr. Why did he yesterday I made something there? I too should be involved. That is how the thing is spreading. Now, let me tell you, the people who have made it part and parcel of their life, even if the economy is buoyant, the more they have that money, the more they will put it to gambling. Let's be sincere with ourselves. So the issue of whether economic is good or it's not too good shouldn't be an issue at all. it is what I call is inherently imbibed in people participating in it. Now I could recollect vividly in those days when we were still in the village, the retirees who were at home, who were of age, who were involved in all this part of gambling. When they have one cupboard, they will go there and be playing it. These are men of, let's say, 70, 60 something years old, still playing, which means he has been doing it while he was in his youthful age. So what I am saying is that the ideal of gambling in Nigeria is because Nigerians, they want to free things. Now let's be sincere with ourselves. If you have 2,000 naira, let's say instead of it to be gambling, let's say you start using it to be selling pure water. And when you sell a pack of pure water, maybe you get 1 naira or 10 naira or 15 naira profit. Now if you sell like a 10 pack of pure water within a week, when you multiply 10 naira times 10, that will give you how much? That is 100 naira profit. Is it not better than when you use your money, your 2,000 naira to go and play game and the money just go up like that? So this thing is a game of, it's a game of using your brain, think deeply to get what you want. Not to think that somebody at the end there, you will give 2,000 naira to, will just give you 2 million naira. Not so. The person at the other end is thinking of how to dupe you and others to make his life better. While you are sweating for that money and you give it to him, he collects it and gives you 0. You get nothing. So if you use 2,000 naira to sell pure water and at the end of the week you get 100 naira, is it not better than when you use your 2,000 naira to play gamble at the end of the week and you get 0? Is it not better? I think it's reasonable. That is, to me, it's reasonable. So my advice to Nigerians is that, number one, and globally as well, because this program is watched within and outside the country, I will advise, let us use our resources to develop ourselves. Number one, by investing it in what your resources carries. If your resources does not carry up to what you want to sell, don't go there. Limit it to what it carries. Then you get more money. And the money you get there, you have peace of mind. Not that you play a game on Thursday, you are expecting result maybe Friday evening or Saturday morning. You start thinking, and the result comes 0. Then you rush to your room. They will call you, do not pick up. They will send messages, you will not be able to reply. Then you are thinking that the money has gone. You know, some of them will go to the extent of borrow money to play all these things. Then what kind of transaction is that one? You say economy is bad. You went to Mr. X and Y, you go and borrow 200,000 naira to play game. At the end of the week, the money is gone. You are already owing Mr. X, Y 200,000 naira. You've not paid it. The person is doing what I say. Is doing. We call it compounding of problems. He's compounding his own problem. So when you compound your problem, you are now saying the economy is not. Who makes the economy not to be? Who makes the economy to be bad? You are one of them. The gambler is one of them. Because he has gone ahead to go and borrow money. Do you know that some of these people, they go to LACPO, all these finance houses to go and borrow money to play gamble? Oh my God. What are we saying? When somebody goes to bank and fill forms and take a loan, a soft loan, maybe 200 naira, and he takes it to the gambling center to go and play gamble, at the end of the money goes. Then the finance house will now be saying, Mr. Harrison, well, we just come here to come and greet you. So we hope you don't forget the money you are owing us. So hope the business is going. Say, the business is going. I will try. At the end of the month, he's unable to remit it. Then what do you want the company to do?
Okay, all right. We also
so that is a problem in this country. We should be able to decide what we are going to do that will be beneficial to us and to the society. Yes. Not that we go against our interests and also be affecting the society and the loved ones.
Okay, we also have to acknowledge that that's compulsive gambling. It's a problem that actually needs help. Probably the person needs some rehabilitation to be able to go back to that mindset of not needing to gamble, because that has gone past just normal craving. That has turned to an obsession. This incessant urge to gamble so as to make more money.